Alright guys, so welcome back to another episode of the One Couch Podcast. I completely lost track of what episode we're on, but that doesn't really matter no more. I'm just gonna go with the flow. And yeah, today's subject is it's gonna be a little hard for me to articulate it, but I'm still gonna try my best. But basically, I want to talk about the biggest lesson in life. I think once you really get to understand this lesson, you can literally get through anything. And I know it's a bold statement, but it's helped me out in a lot of situations in my life, and also, a lot of other lessons that I've learned really come down to this same lesson. And that's why I strongly believe it. And I just feel like, it's worth trying to help others out there, because I would have loved to learn this lesson earlier or understand this. But yeah, let's get straight into it. You need to stop worrying about what you can't control. And I know that might sound cliche. I know it might just be like, or, whatever, like we all know that. We know that, it's common sense. But I feel like if you really think about this for a second, like, it's just like you just take a moment and really seep it in and understand it. Not just like hear it out, whatever. Understand that you cannot control certain things. And when you learn to let go of that, you're not only happy, because I feel like the point of life isn't to be happy, but to be at peace. Because at peace, that's where the real wealth is. And I don't know if you've probably heard the saying of live in the present moment. Live in what is right now. I think the biggest lesson is to let go of everything. Just stop worrying about, like, I know it sounds so cliche, but it's literally the truth. That is the key to peace. No matter what you're going through. Being in the present itself is such a beautiful thing, because you don't have anything to worry about. You don't have any thoughts. Like, let's say you're just sitting in the park and you just live in the present. You are not worrying about what you can't control. You have no thoughts, anxiety, whatever you want to call it. And what real problem is at this moment? No matter what you're going through at this moment, you have air in your lungs. You have a roof over your head, hopefully. I don't know, it just, like, I feel like I want to articulate this so much better, but this is just, honestly, probably the best I can do. Give me a second to think this through a little. Okay. The key word is embracement, right? Because just like, imagine, like, I don't know, look, in any situation that you're in, if there's something that you're going through, if there's something, if you learn to embrace what is, I know it sounds like cliche as hell, but if you really try to understand, you take the time to understand that word, there's literally nothing that can faze you. And that is true fucking peace right there. Like, for example, let me just give you like a light, I know this isn't the best example, but this is like a good example on my end. I would get a hate comment on my popular videos, and I would just embrace it for what it is. I would let it be as it is. I wouldn't delete the comment. I wouldn't try to correct it by replying and saying some bullshit. I just embraced. And I know that's not like the best example, but it's an example. And honestly, for me, it's a good example, because beforehand, I'd let that shit get to me. I would, you know, really think about it. I'd go back at it. I'm like, maybe I should have said this. Maybe I should have done that. But really just letting it go and just embracing it, I don't think you guys can comprehend what that did for me. I really, like, I don't know how to articulate this, but I hope you guys, like, somewhat understand what I'm trying to say here. I know there's probably someone out there that will explain it so much better than me, because it's probably honestly my first time like making a video like this. But yeah, I just think that's the key. If you really, I don't know if you can maybe do your research on maybe a meditation on the present moment, or embracement, or, you know, stepping into what is. I know this is like, I heard this on the Creed 3 movie, right? There was, like, in the final battle, the coach guy said, his name was like Duke or something like that. He said, let go of everything that was and step into what is. And I know that might just sound like a boxing term, but I feel like that really hits into every situation. It's just such good advice in terms of like life, you know? And I just hope you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to say, because I told you I'm not gonna be good at articulating that. Okay. But yeah, I want you guys to think about that for a bit. Embrace what is, step into the present moment, and don't worry about what you can't control. That is the key to peace, and that is the truth. And I say that with confidence because it worked for me. And you know, I've been through my struggles, me personally, so I feel like maybe there's a bit of credibility. For me there is, but I don't know. That's pretty much my 2 cents. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any notes, any thoughts, or any other advice that you think is a really good life lesson. But thank you guys for joining me on today's episode of the One Couch podcast. I want to make more videos like this. I just love this tone. I just love this vibe. I feel like it's a good, you know, a good thing for me to, you know, let what I have in my mind out. And also, hopefully this could help some people, because this is definitely information I would have wanted to know years ago. But you know, it's not even about knowing it. It's about understanding it. It's about genuinely taking the time to seep it in and understand what I mean by that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.